Hi, you're on the Retouch For Me channel, and today I'm with you, Alina Sky. I want to take a break from editing and talk about photography. For a long time, it was believed that you should only shoot in RAW. But let's be honest, many of us wanted to get a finished shot straight from the camera, not develop every frame from scratch. And modern equipment has long allowed us to do just that. The main thing is to set it up correctly for your task and vision, so that all that's left is to retouch it, which, by the way, our cloud service MyShot can help you with. Reviews are already on our channel. But how do you find that perfect color? You'll agree that picking settings right in the camera is a real pain, because there's never time for that during a shoot, and the small screen doesn't show enough detail or color nuances. And if we're shooting with strobe lighting, then, for me personally, it turns into real torture. You have to take a lot of test shots just to see how the selected parameters are displayed. So how do we solve this problem? I suggest using the manufacturer's native software. We often neglect it, and that's a mistake. You'll agree that on a large monitor in a calm setting, picking all the parameters is much more convenient. Also, importantly, all camera settings are recorded in the raw metadata, and the native program is able to read them correctly and opens the shot, exactly as we saw it on the screen. Yes, I agree with JPEG. The development possibilities are somewhat limited, so RAW will be a bridge for us in finding the right color and parameters. Once these settings are found, we can just manually transfer them to the camera and get the JPEG we need, and keep the RAW, for example, as a backup. Let me show you how all this works using Sony as an example. First, I want to introduce you to the camera settings, and then we'll move on to the proprietary software on the computer. In the menu, select the pink exposure color icon. Next, we're interested in the sixth item, color tone, and select Creative Look. Here we see processing styles that affect how the image looks on the screen and in JPEG. And today, my favorite, Elsa, is posing for us. The perfect model who never asks to send photos on the day of the shoot. And she also promised not to bite, so I can keep recording useful videos for you if you like this video. I won't stop to go over every single style right now, separately, but I've put together a guide for you that you can check out on our blog. I'll leave the link under the video. So let's continue. Each style has customization, overall contrast, highlights, which I like to lower a bit. This way, the camera takes the brightest part of the frame and makes it darker, muting the white color. And the gradient in the light areas becomes smoother. But you have to be careful with this setting if you want to develop RAW, photo in a third-party program. It's easy to get overexposures. Shadows, fade, saturation are standard parameters. And I wouldn't want to make it harder to work with skin texture when I'm retouching it. So I lower the sharpness value a bit below the standard. To be honest, I think that on Sony cameras, this value is a bit too high. Let me know what you think about this. Okay, we've covered that you can adjust the image in the camera as you see fit. This works with video too. I want to suggest another experiment for you. Try setting a black and white style and shooting. When we aren't visually distracted by color, we perceive light and shadow patterns and geometry differently. Share if your color photos change using this method, and I'll be happy to read them. I want to tell you about another important setting. This is dynamic range optimization. It's responsible for the range of tones the sensor can recognize between black and white areas. The wider it is, the more detail in those areas will be captured. There are 5 levels. Experiment by changing them. I want to warn you again. If you want to shoot in RAW with third-party converters in mind, be careful with the DRO function. It doesn't affect the RAW file itself, of course, but it significantly distorts the image on the screen by artificially brightening shadows. Because of this visual distortion, it might seem like everything is fine in the shadows. But then, opening the RAW file on a third-party program, those shadows might be crushed. Yes, they can be recovered, but that means extra noise and time. So if you want to get a neutral RAW source, I recommend using standard or neutral mode and turning off the DRO function. Well, now I just need to introduce you to Sony's own software. The program is called Imaging Edge. Download it from the official Sony website. Here you can view, select, and edit images, as well as shoot directly to your computer, which is also convenient and free. Let's start with selection. On the left are the catalogs stored on our PC. I've already loaded the photos I'll be using for the demonstration. You can switch to editing by right-clicking on a photo or through the menu in the top panel. The interface is intuitive, just like in many other editors. There aren't many parameters here, but all the basic functions are available. I won't stop on each one, I'll just point out the main things. If you chose a style in the camera, you can always change it here if you're not happy with the result. All styles in the program have default parameters. Your custom settings from the camera won't transfer here, except for that one style you use to shoot the frame. The same thing applies to the dynamic range. Now for the main part. Let's compare how photos look in the native software versus CameraRAW. You can see that the difference is huge. Let's apply profiles that mimic in-camera color within CameraRAW. The result is still far from what Imaging Edge offers us. I'll show you a few more comparisons. Personally, I'm thrilled with the possibilities the native software offers. In my opinion, it saves a lot of time, and all I have left to do is retouch my shots. There are many truly great programs out there. I love having choices, and I decided to share one of them with you. Let me know if this video was helpful and what topic you'd like me to cover for you next time. See you next time!